be breaking ground on the first center for gay and lesbian senior citizens. We're going to tell you all about it coming up.
I have a head for business and a bod for sin. Is there anything wrong with that?
Well, unless you mix business with pleasure, does sleeping with coworkers ever really work? Honestly.
Oh, well, we have someone in the house chomping at the bit to answer that and much more. Yes, he shuts down the afternoon drive time. Explosive radio host, author, and everything else, Michael Baisden in the house this morning. Yeah, it's Baisden before dawn.
I've been promised, Michael, that you're going to explode on this show.
Yes.
So if it don't happen, man,
I can promise you're going to explode.
I'm going to explode. If I have any more of that pork from last night, you betcha. All right, top 20 things you need to know.
Welcome back to the Daily Buzz. It's 1:15, and we also want to welcome to the show a radio superstar, Mr. Michael Baisden, joining us this morning.
I love the superstar.
Superstar,
Yeah.
absolutely, my friend. Hey, you get ratings like you get called superstar.
Thank you very much.
And he's going to join us all morning long, starting with our head drama topic this morning, which is about workplace romances. Now, we want to know, have you ever had a workplace romance? How did it end, or did it end? This is kind of a sticky situation, wouldn't you agree, Michael?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And something you should not do.
You should not do. I said just never.
Never. Run, Forrest, run. I mean, seriously. I mean, in a bad economy like this, too, to have a situation where your job could be affected by a relationship. If 50% of marriages end, and what do you think the statistics are on just regular relationships?
Exactly.
And it's impacting your economics. That's not a good idea.
But sometimes you can't help but fall in love with the person sitting across
Or
the
fall
cubicle
in lust, okay,
yes.
which is what it is more often than not. But I mean, realistically, it's really a bad idea because most often they're going to end. And now, it's one thing if you work in a large building and they work in one area, you work in the other. But if you're working in the same area, you have to have meetings together, you involve each other on a day-to-day basis. I mean, come on.
It gets sloppy.
Yeah,
It can get very sloppy and very ugly, too, I might add.
Yeah, because you're not only dating that person, you're also dating the entire workforce.
Absolutely.
Because if it does go south, which most of them do, then everybody is involved in your business.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Although it does make for some fun happy hours every now and then. Wouldn't you agree with that?
That too. And don't get me wrong, we all understand that because you obviously have something in common with the people that you work with. So, I mean, it's quite natural you're going to gravitate to those people. But boy, I tell you, the odds of it going wrong is very high, and the drama is also high.
Now, you yourself, you obviously have been in a lot of different types of workplaces.
Yes.
I mean, do you just have to have the big stick that you beat them off
Well,
with?
I've actually had workplace romances. I've been in television, I've been in radio, so I've been doing this for a long time. I've dated, individuals I work with, and I can tell you it's just something that I would just recommend against, no matter how great it is.
So you're speaking from experience.
Yes, I mean, but not so much that it ends, but it just causes attention when you're working with someone, because now you're trying to balance having this loving relationship with someone you have to manage.
Especially if everyone knows your business. I mean, people give Beyonce and Jay-Z a hard time for being so private, but I mean, that might be the key to it if you do have an office romance.
Yeah, plus I think that you have two personalities, really. You've got your work personality, and you probably got your own at-home romance personality, and it is really hard to balance the two of those in the same place with one person.
And you want to separate it, too. The one thing about working in any business, I mean, particularly if you're working hard, you want a separation.
Yes.
So now you end up taking the job home, you're having conversations, and you just never get a break from it, which we all need a break from what's going on at work,
Awesome stuff.
Good stuff from Michael there. We want to hear from you on this topic. Why don't you go to our website or to headdrama.com and chime in on the workplace romance.
Today's Head Drama is brought to you by Sleep Number, the only mattress that adjusts on each side to your individual comfort preference. Find your nearest Sleep Number store at sleepnumber.com.
Now, Michael, thanks you first off for coming in. Now, you were saying, have you ever had an office romance? And you jump right in. Well, I've been in radio and television, and does that come with the territory? Because I haven't fared out very well.
Mitch has been trying to have an office work romance for years now.
Andy's my only taker.
Andy's the only taker.
All right, here's somebody, I want to throw this, here's somebody that kind of disagrees with you, Michael. It says Cassie Engel, at least maybe not disagree, but he says, yes, me and my now husband are happy we met at work. He works in a different shift now, nothing to do with stupid work, and we don't get to see each other as often, but still in love. So it does work in the long run, but you're right. Most of the people saying not a good idea to dip the pen in the company ink. Well, so to say. Except somebody else says don't mix honey with your money, and that's a fact. And that's Jim Bob Fraser. Anyway, we'd love for you to leave your comments. It's on our Facebook page, also on Twitter too. You can access both of them by going to DailyBuzzNation.com.
More money equals more problems in your marriage. Researchers say money truly cannot buy you love. Check out these numbers. Non-materialistic couples, people who really don't care about all the junk and keeping up with the Joneses, felt 10 to 15% better about the quality of their relationship.
I'd like to see the meter for that, though. I always love these percentages.
Right.
I'm 15% happier.
Well, it depends on the survey.
Right.
Materialistic couples, according to the researchers, they're more unstable than other couples. So, we want to get your thoughts on it. Do you think money can really make that happiness for a couple?
Right. I understand that.
It can help pay the bills, I
I
guess.
actually did this story. I talked about this on the radio show, and I think where these numbers come from is people are motivated by what they can have together collectively. One of the reasons why we got into some of the issues with the housing a lot, people feel like they can pull their resources together and have more.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you don't have as much? Will the relationship still, maintain? Is it still the same motivation to be together if the motivation is to have more?
And I think if you don't have a lot to buy, you find those things that are free that you can do together.
That's what got you
Sit there
together.
and look at each other all
Absolutely.
night,
I mean,
and you
that's
go,
what-
wow,
that's what
look
brings
how
you
happy
together.
we are.
Absolutely.
All right, Michael Baisden, of course, is sticking with us all morning, and he has given us the 411 on his new film and ebook. When we come back, 20 past the hour. "23 after the hour," we continue to shut it down with Michael Baisden, as he likes to say on his afternoon radio show that I'd listen to. Thank you so much
Good to be here.
for coming in today. We're going to get to know him just a little more. First of all, I got a complaint. You and George is his sidekick.
George Wilborn.
I called in on President Obama's birthday to sing
To
Happy
sing Happy
Birthday,
Birthday. Oh, my
like
goodness.
Marilyn Monroe, and they dogged me out.
Well, here's your big chance. You can do it now.
No, I
The
don't want to do
president's
it now.
watching, I'm
I
sure.
don't want to do it now. They were like, oh, I don't know who that is singing, but they had viewer or listeners call in to sing the president Happy Birthday, like Marilyn
it was
Monroe.
very funny.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, let's talk about you though. New film. You're on tour right now. Do women know what they want? It talks about the relationships between men and women. Tell me a little bit more about the flick.
Well, we wanted to ask women. I mean, there's so many books out right now where the men now are telling women what they want and think. And I thought it would be a good idea to ask women. So we traveled around the country, Atlanta, Dallas, Miami, New York, D.C., and we asked women what did they want. And what I know that women want and what they told me was consistency, security, and monogamy.
And there were some few
Yeah.
I know he didn't moments too. Take a look.
I tell women all the time, if their idea of the ideal man is that he's going to be monogamous to them, then they need to be ready to explore everything sexually. And the word no shouldn't be in their vocabulary.
Like no to what?
So let's talk about something.
Like no to what?
Let me say this. Monogamy, women know that men will always struggle with monogamy. We always have struggled with monogamy. I think that the question for us as men is whether or not we're going to be honest about whether or not we can be monogamous. Because that's really what it comes down to for most women is that just give me a choice.
Okay.
And I think that's what women's complaint is, that we're not giving them a choice.
Well, I'll tell you this. In the movie, you also ask one woman, is infidelity a deal breaker?
that was
and
it.
it really broke her down. Look at this.
You left a man you love with children. Were you financially stable?
Now? No,
Then
absolutely.
you left a man you love with children. You were financially stable because he had sex with another woman.
Wow. So she goes on to say, yes, a woman should leave. Do you think a woman should leave?
This is where it gets real sticky, right? Because what we do is we interject what we would do or what we think we would do because we're not in that situation.
Right.
For me to tell a woman or a man or anyone else, this is what you should do, I have to tell them you have to make that decision for yourself. I mean,
Especially if you have kids.
you have children, you have financial investments together. You just can't tell a person, oh, girl, you need to get away from him. And this is one of the biggest problems I think women are having in not only knowing what they want, but getting what they want. There's so much influence coming from other women.
Yes, and you have so many people telling you, well, a cheating man is better than no man.
Yeah, which is not good.
Is
as
not
well,
good,
right?
absolutely. So Mr. Baisden is hanging out with us. You're talking about more about the movie, talking about the ebook, talking about everything Michael Baisden all morning long. So you can't go anywhere, okay? Stick with us. We're talking about shacking up with your ex, why that's the new in thing to do.
We are joined once again by Mr. Michael Baisden, radio show host, producer, author, philanthropist,
superstar,
provocateur.
All of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of that. You didn't even know you were all of that.
I didn't. Thank you.
I'm like, wow, that's me.
How's that?
We are going to get your thoughts on this next topic. You know, as the song goes, breaking up is hard to do. So what a lot of couples are saying is, let's stay together, but also break up. May sound confusing, but it's actually becoming more and more common. Married couples who live separate lives, date other people, even live in different homes, but remain married.
Yeah, and a marriage and family therapist quoted on galtime.com says it's partially due to the economy. Basically, some couples just don't want to deal with the financial burden of a divorce. They want to keep the benefits of marriage, like taxes, health insurance, real estate, etc.
What do you think about that?
It's become business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's a business decision to stay together. You have children, health insurance. Come on, I mean, it's expensive. That has broken a lot of people, bankrupt many people, as a matter of fact. So I can obviously understand it. Now, this is where I'm going to say something that's unpopular, which I do every day, by the way, ladies.
Right, every afternoon.
I'm a guy that just has to be happy. I have to be. And of course, I'm a little older. I'm in my 40s.
Mature.
Very mature. And I think at this point, for me to not look forward to coming home every day, I always tell this joke, why is there always traffic? People don't want to get home. Seriously, think about it. They're driving slow, right? I rush home. I run the yellow lights. I want to get home. So for me, happiness, no compromise.
Number one.
And I think the expert at Galtime agrees with you, saying that even though there are financial benefits, you're basically preventing yourself from moving on in life.
Absolutely.
In every way. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to be getting more with Michael coming up on the show.
You'll find out how you can win our big Scared Shrekless gift pack when we return. Stay with us. Back in a moment.
Welcome back to the Daily Buzz. Time now for our head drama, and we're joined again by Michael Baisden, the radio god, sitting right over here.
There he is.
Michael, good to have you on the show.
I'm having a lot of fun. There's a lot of we're chatting off the air. It's been real nice.
Yes.
We'll talk later.
It's always interesting on the show, on and off the air.
Right.
It's a completely different show.
Yes.
Our head drama topic today, we're talking about office romances. We want to hear from you at home. Have you ever had an office romance? How did it end? Did it end? We've heard from some people who ended up getting married. But I think that most folks writing in are saying, not a good idea, which is, I think, your opinion on this, Mike.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and as I said, I've had relationships with people that I've worked with, and although they were great, when you have to manage people, I think that's the most complicated part of it. If you're working on one side of the factory, I'm on the other side, that's one thing. But when you have to have meetings together, when you have to collaborate with that person on a day-to-day basis, what happens when it goes wrong?
Plus, I think, too, your other coworkers, if you know you're dating the boss, your other coworkers do not like it, because at any turn they can say favoritism. That's
true.
not fair.
But we have to be real. I mean, people still find love in odd places, and they may still hook up at the office. I'd say keep it, on the DL. Do not tell anyone if you are in that predicament.
That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. So now you have to keep your relationship a secret.
Yes. Well, I think that's best if you want a positive office romance.
Be discreet about it.
Be very discreet about it. But
Ladies
I think
and gentlemen,
men,
don't listen to this woman.
Hold on.
Don't do it. Run, Forrest, run.
I don't think you should. I don't think you should. But guess what? I think men have a harder time keeping it to themselves than ladies do.
Of course we do, because we want to brag about the fact we got the hot chick on the job,
She's
right?
walking around, I'm hitting that, right?
Exactly. That's what we do.
Thinking. That's what you like to
this
do.
one from the boardroom to the bedroom and
Right.
flat.
Yeah.
Then you slip up in the meeting, come back, hey, baby, oh, wait a minute, we're not
that's what
supposed
you
to.
will
That's the
do.
problem.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that it's almost impossible to hide. And don't you love when you come across an office romance and they think that they're hiding it, and everybody in the office knows
already.
And they're still pulling the trick where they pull in together and then they wait 15 seconds before the one walks in the door. Like, we know you just came from the same place.
We understand why it happens. As I said, you have things in common with people that you work with. I mean, it's quite natural. You share the same interests, but long term, numbers-wise, I just think it's a bad idea.
And it's hard to get a break, too, because from work to home, and if you're involving that romance, at work, then how do you get away from it all?
And you need that. That's one of the benefits of the relationship. The relationship is a separation from the monotony and all the stress that goes along with work, and you take that home, particularly some of these other professional jobs where you have work that you're taking home. The wife and the husband is your separation from that madness.
All right. Michael Baisden joining us all morning long. We want you to chime in on this topic. Go to headdrama.com.
Hey, we've had him in all morning long, and now we are back with multimedia personality Michael Baisden. Hello, Michael.
You all should hear the conversations we're having off the air. I'm telling you, this is great.
Hey, let's go along with what we were talking about with, obviously, your new book out. It's called Do Women Know What They Really Want? Let's talk about basketball wives. The reason I bring that up, obviously we're talking about the NBA, is that there's the basketball women, they want somebody that's going to take care of them and give me a nice or give them rather a nice athletic child. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? I mean, that's dead serious. No, they'll say it on the show.
No, I know what you mean.
No, you don't say it for real.
First of all, I'm upset over the fact that the season is being canceled because I'm
sure.
losing money on my Heat tickets right now. So thanks for sharing. But as I said before, with women in the film, Do Women Know What They Want? Money never came up one time.
Is that right?
It didn't come up one single time. Happiness, security, consistency, honesty, monogamy, which of course is always a challenge for us as men.
And none of those are on that TV show, Basketball Wives. I don't know if you've ever watched it or not. The new DVD, as you said, Do Women Really Know What They Want, is on Time Life later on the 25th. And you also have a national film DVD film release all around the country here in Orlando, reason why.
Yeah, we're going to be doing something tonight at Prime Live, and we'll be seeing y'all with the book as well. My next book, Never Satisfied, Do Men Know What They Want? Because since I wrote the film, I said we need to ask the same question for men. I don't know if men know what they want sometimes.
Well, you know, we just want to be happy. That's all. We just want to be
that's
happy.
what we say, right?
I'll tell you, we just want to get sex.
Right. Usually that too, right?
You're going to have
I love an honest man.
127 pages of blank pages. You'll get the answer on that first page, man. Boom! I just wrote your book.
Chris Rock said, food, sex, and silence. But I think it goes a little deeper than that for some.
All right, and that's what fun. You want to stick around? We'll have some
Absolutely.
fun. We'll play Battle of the Sexes with music coming up. Want more information on Michael? Head to our website. It's dailybuzznation.com. Well, more after this. All right, Michael Bates has been joining us here. All right, Michael, of course, you've done pretty much everything else I was saying. I want you to now quickly to tell me every job in media you've had since the beginning. Go.
Producer, television host, radio personality, author, speaker, motivator, mentor. That's it.
Great shoe wearer. Get that. Look at these things.
Ladies and gentlemen.
First radio job was where?
Was actually for free, just hosting different shows around the country.
Well, welcome to the Daily Buzz. There you go. You're not leaving anywhere now. You shouldn't have said that.
No,
anyway,
I'm hanging around.
This is Mitch's Super Fun Web Time. All right, it's time to play a little Battle of the Sexes. We have Michael Bates record for the men. And for the women, it's Kia Malone. And this was entitled Why It Gotta Be White,
Why It
Battle
Gotta
of
Be
the
White?
Sexes. All right, here's our very first one. Here's what is happening. I'm going to show you a clip of an old school music video, and you must tell me the artist and who it is in the song. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy.
No,
I want to party all.
I think she got it. That is Eddie
That
Murphy.
is it. Okay. Okay, I'm just going up.
We
All
gonna shut it
right,
down.
come on, let's go.
We gonna shut it
Song
down.
two. Here's the next one. Song two.
Song two.
JJ Fad, Supersonic.
They're cheating. They're cheating.
That's what you said on the
cheating.
No, but you said that on the show. Ain't no
This is
cheating.
some fraganackle bull.
I'm going to be honest. Since I don't know who it is, I'm giving the point to Michael. All right, here's our next one. Here's this next one.
I can't
No
wait.
shoes. I you can't wait.
Michael got that one. I'm not trying to be mean. Michael got it. All right, we got one more.
One more.
That's it.
Oh.
All right, really
So
quick.
I what?
Tell me what this is. Oh, yeah, double up.
Turkey foot.
Turkey
Mitch
foot,
English.
yes. Kim Malone wins.
It's a setup.
It's not.
She won here.
Michael Bates, go to our website, dailybuzznation.com. Have a fantastic Thursday.